disgruntledduck.com.
Right, so this is the next guy up on the workbench, this Tamiya Tiger tank, and I'm going to paint it completely pink. So it's a Pink Panther. I've seen a few people do that and it looks really cool. I didn't realise how big this guy actually is. So it's going to be fun. It's not a massively complex kit, but it should be a nice day or so to work on, and I'm looking forward to it. Alright, check you in a bit. Right, so that's the back part done. I've noticed when I've got my lamp on, it seems to be flickering like crazy. I don't know if that's coming across on the actual video, so I'm going to turn it off when I film. So that's the back part done. I've got to fit the exhaust pipes there and there and the jack there, but I want to paint them separately because I always like to do my exhaust quite rusty. So I'm going to fit them right at the end. So yeah, that's the first little part of the model done. So that's really all I can do on the base of the hull at the minute. I mean, all these parts are already cast into it, so it's only really fitting this back bit and fitting a couple of these. But yeah, that's about, fortunately that's only about 20 minutes work. Yeah, I knew this wasn't going to be a fancy kit, but you know, it is what it is. So progression's going pretty rapidly. All the wheels are done. I did have to, on these idlers, I need to cut all the pins off and sand those down. That was about the longest job, but yeah, this has come together really clean. Not really much sanding needed on these wheels. They pretty much just with the clippers. There wasn't much plastic residue left over, so yeah, so far so good. So this is the inside of the hatch. You're not going to see it at all, but I just think, you know what, it's worthwhile doing these little bits just because it's more practice. You know, the more, that's all this hobby is, to get good. It's just practice, 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 and the more smaller parts you can practice on, the better your overall skill level is going to be when you start working on other projects. So yeah, every part you can make, it's usually best to make it. So that looks like majority of the hole done. I just need to put the gun holder on the front here, but yeah, it's very basic. Nothing goes in this hole. Now I'd like some mesh or something, so I might find some mesh somewhere and stick that in. It clips on nicely together. There's no underside for detail, so you'd have to get some plastic card and make some of that if you want to detail this up a bit. Also, I just want to fill in these little gaps at the back here. I want to glue it first off, and at the front just to give it a little bit of a cleaner finish. So yeah, that looks alright. Here's the turret. That guy looks alright. Yeah, this is a few hours, but I think it's taking out 2 or 3 hours to build. So I'm just going to do a tiny little bit of tidying up, and then start to get this undercoated and start to see how that pink paint looks on top of it. So right, I've given this guy, this little Panther, I've painted it white as an undercoat, which is pretty silly, as I'm going to be painting it German grey now, and I do have a German grey primer that I could have used, but anyway, hey ho, you live and you learn. So right, we're going to paint this grey, then we're going to go with the pink, then we're going to start some of that chipping, and then hopefully we're going to have a nice little Pink Panther. So the Panther's come together. I don't like these little rubber grommets that go on top of the wheels to hold them in place. I know this is an older kit, but can't get the paint to stick to those, but not a problem. Give this a quick varnish now, then we're going to start on the chipping. So yeah, this is quite close to being finished actually. So we've now varnished this guy up nice and shiny, so now it's time for some hairspray and some chipping. Right, I'm going to be honest, that's a lot darker pink than I thought it was going to be. That's the bottle, and that's what it looks like on the tank. I don't know, that's pretty cool actually. They're definitely going to work. So yeah, let that dry a bit and then we do the chipping. So that's it, chipping's done. It's still, I'm not sure, it's still a little bright for my liking, so I think I might do a little bit of a whitewash on it before we move on to the next stage of weathering. But I'm going to leave it till tomorrow and have another look at it then and see what I think. So there we go. I've gone back to this guy now. So that's the pink it is at the moment. It's a little bit too bright and garish for what I want. So I've given it a nice little whitewash. We're going to let this guy dry up a little bit and rub a bit of it down, and just to see if it's given us a little dampening effect on that colour. So a little bit more work done. I've got the barrel painted up. That's fitted on, looks quite nice now. The exhaust on the back, and we're just painting up the tools now. I've also got, where is it? A little case painted up for the sides. So just need to paint in these little guys. The straps the same on these bits and pieces. And yeah, we should be able to start finishing putting it together, get the track sorted, and then get it varnished ready for weathering. First little bit of a wash done on the Panther. Looks alright. Might go around and clean a little bit of that off. It's looking in places a bit heavy in a couple of places. But yeah, it's not looking too bad for the first bit of weathering. So right, the Pink Panther is coming together rather nicely now. I've given it, it's had its first wash, and now it's had a bit of a rust wash on there. So yeah, it's looking quite weathered, quite nice. So now I think it's just going to be a case of our final coat of matte varnish and then a little bit of pigment. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way that looks at the moment. So this is looking about done. I've given it a final coat of matte varnish. I just want to go over, I'm going to go over with a little bit of pigment now, just to finish it off, but I think that looks pretty cool, to be fair. So I think I'm going to want to call this one done. Just finished off with some rust pigment, a little bit of dirt on the back. I'm really happy with that. It wasn't a great model, to be honest. It was a bit of a pain in the backside, but it cost me, I think, about £15 or less, so you can't really complain too much. But yeah, this is my little Pink Panther. Get some proper photos done of it now and post it on the blog. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that little build.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up and leave a comment.